Looking to invest in some new surf photography gear? Well, here's a full rundown of everything I personally use. Hi guys, Chris from Stoked here, and welcome back to the channel. Now before I get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any video goodness. Now today we're going to be talking about surf photography gear. Now there's a huge variety of bodies, lenses, options and accessories out there to choose from. It can be an absolute minefield to discover the best gear for you. So I'm going to make things a little bit simpler for you today and run you through everything that's currently in my personal kit bag. Lenses, bodies, accessories and more. Full disclosure guys, I don't get paid to say any of this stuff. This is all gear that I've picked after my own hard research and recommendations from photographer friends. But if you are looking at grabbing any of the gear in this guide, I've linked in the description below to all the lenses and more. So yeah, let's jump straight in. Now we're going to kick things off with the main part of my gear guide, and that's the camera body itself. Now at the moment I am personally shooting with the Sony A7IV. Why am I going with the Sony A7IV? Well, after a whole heap of research, it kind of ticked the boxes for everything I needed it to do. It's a really good workhorse for both photography and video content. Now, I was originally shooting with the Sony A7IV, which is a much older kind of A-series model by Sony. And I really wanted to upgrade because I wanted to get 4K at 60 when it came to video. And the Sony A7IV is currently one of the best value options for that. Now in terms of photography, it does up to 10 frames a second, so it's really good for that action photography, getting all those kind of like up close moments and freeze framing the action. It's got a great autofocus mode and tracking built into it as well, so it's really good for kind of following surfers down the line and getting everything really nice and tack sharp. When it comes to the video side of things, like I said, 4K at 60 frames a second. It is cropped on that as a full frame camera. The 4K at 60 is slightly cropped, so just be aware of that. But for most people, that's not going to make a huge amount of difference. The other reason I went with the Sony mirrorless, nice and compact compared to a lot of SLR options. Again, a little bit bigger than the original Sony A6000 series that I was used to, but that extra bit of power and size are definitely worth the trade-off. So yeah, that's the Sony A7IV. Now, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you from a photography perspective is the glass and the lenses you put in front of your camera body are going to make a huge difference to the quality of your images and your video. So even if you decide to spend a little bit less on a camera body and put that money into the glass, it's going to be well worth the investment. The other good thing is you can then use those lenses on upgraded bodies throughout the life cycle of your photography career as well. So even if you upgrade your body, you can take all the lenses with you. So it's a really good investment. So with that in mind, we're going to jump straight into the lenses I'm currently using. So when it comes to lenses, I've got a variety of options in my gear bag at the moment, which I use for different situations. So I'm just going to run you quickly through all the lenses in my kit bag. First off is the Sony A7IV. There's a much cheaper option than the G Master lens range at the moment by quite a significant jump, which is why I went for this. Now the 50mm f2.5 is not really a lens that I use for beach photography that much. It's really good for portraits, but the main reason I've got this lens in my kit bag is for my in-water surf photography. The 50mm is my go-to for in-water at the moment. It was recommended to me by one of my photographer friends, and I'm really glad that he mentioned this one to me because it's done me really well. But yeah, if you're looking to shoot surf photography from the beach, not the best lens, but in water, great lens to have. Next in my kit bag is the Sony 24-105 lens. And if you're looking for a great all-round lens option that you can use in a huge variety of situations, this is a great one-stop lens to go to. That huge range from 24mm to 105 gives you a great scope of zoom, so it's really good for those kind of portraits and a little bit of zoom kind of if your subject is a little bit further away. Again, this is a lens that I'll use mainly for kind of lifestyle shots and kind of B-roll footage, but it's a great lens to have in your kit bag. And even if you're not doing surf photography, this is a great lens to have anyway. But yeah, that's the Sony 24-105. Now, when it comes to surf photography gear, my most used lens for beach shooting is this absolute beast. This is the Sony 200-600 f4 zoom lens. It's absolutely epic to shoot from the beach with. It is an absolute chunk of lens, and I'm not gonna lie, it definitely wasn't the cheapest thing I put in my kit bag, but it's definitely worth the investment if you're looking to get that real up close and personal tight crop on surfers in the lineup if you're shooting from the beach. Now, before I got this lens, I actually went through a couple of different kind of zoom lens options that are definitely a lot more budget friendly, which I use with my A7IV. The first one of that is the Sony 55-200. Now, this is a pretty cheap entry zoom lens, so the glass on it is not great, but it's a really good kind of budget starting lens to kind of get you into your surf photography. I then upgraded that one to the Sony 70-350G lens. Now this gave me a better scope in terms of zoom. It was much better glass in front of the camera body as well, so much better image quality. And again, it's just that step up again. Now Sony do a range of other kind of zoom lenses as well. There's 300mm and other different options in there. If you are getting really seriously into your surf photography, or you have the budget for some big expensive surf photography gear, then the Sony 200-600 is an absolute weapon to shoot with and is well worth the investment if you're taking things seriously. Now, another core part of my surf photography gear guide is my in-water gear, and I'm shooting using the Liquid Eye water housings for my A7IV. So you can see it comes with a pistol grip, so it's really good for shooting in-water stuff. I've also got the side handle as well to make things really nice and steady when I'm doing video. If you are interested in in-water surf photography, make sure you check out the link in my description below for all my in-water guide and a bit more kind of detailed review of the Liquid Eye housing. As you can see as well, mounted to the top of this is my GoPro Hero 10, another great piece of kit for surf photography or videography as well. The 10's got some really nice inbuilt stabilization, 4K footage, and great video and photography modes as well. So that's another great piece of photography gear. As well as surf photography gear covering the beach and in-water surf photography, I also do some aerial stuff as well. And for that, I'm using the DJI Mavic Air 2. Now, much like the rest of my kit, it shoots 4K at 60 frames a second. It also does 33 megapixel stills as well. So it's a really good drone for kind of traveling and surf photography as well. I've got the fly more combo for that, so it comes with a couple of extra batteries, giving me heaps of time in the air every shoot, and a really good, reliable controller. If you are looking at getting drones, there are kind of cheaper options on there, like the Mavic Mini as well, which is a really good kind of beginner drone. But for me, the Mavic Air 2 is the way to go. So after body and lenses, we've now got accessories. Now these are little things that I keep in my kit bag to make my life easier when I'm shooting, keep my stuff safe, and just generally make life a little bit simpler when you're out there shooting surfing. So yeah, let's run through a few of my top used accessories. Now, one accessory that I use on absolutely every shoot I do is this camera strap from Earth. Now, as much as I'm a fan of Sony including camera straps with all the camera bodies, they're not the easiest or most comfortable things to use, or the easiest to remove if I am loading up my in-water housing as well. So this system from Earth is really good. The camera strap itself is really comfortable, flexible, and solid. But one of the things I really love about it is it's got this removable system here. So you can easily just click these out and then replace the strap with a different one, strap it up a different way, or attach this strap to lenses as well if you want. So that's the Earth camera strap system. Now I have a few other accessories from Earth because A, they're a really good company to deal with, and B, they've got some really good value kit out there. So the next thing I use are these things, filters for all my lenses. Now if you are going to be spending a lot of money on glass to put in front of your camera body, I definitely recommend filters. Now these are the little glass discs that you screw on the front of your lenses that serve a couple of purposes. So the UV ones are just scratch resistant, so they're going to protect the glass on your lens, and it's much cheaper to replace, say, a $100 lens filter than it is a $1,000 lens. So at the very minimum, I'd be putting UV filters on all of your lenses just to keep them clean, safe, and free of scratches. And now for a couple of my other lenses, such as my 200-600 and also my 50mm for in-water photography, I also have a circular polarizing filter, aka a CPL filter. Now this takes the glare off the water, it stops all the reflections and gives you much deeper tones and color in all your images, whether that's photo or video. So a CPL filter is definitely worth looking into as well if you are shooting a lot of surf photography from the beach or in water. And another accessory to help keep my lenses in tip-top shape is this little grab bag by Earth again, actually. It's their lens cleaning kit. So this comes with like a little blower to kind of keep dust and sand off all your kit. A nice little bit of lens cleaning fluid, which keeps them all nice and crisp. and of course a dust brush as well. Now if you are shooting surf photography, this is really important because you're going to find sand gets absolutely everywhere, and also sea salt spray as well. You're going to find that that kind of collates onto the front of the lenses if there is a bit of onshore wind as well. So this really nice cleaning bag is going to help keep everything nice and crisp with your images and keep your lenses better for longer. Now we can't talk about surf photography gear accessories without talking about these little guys, spare batteries. Now I know it's really tempting if you are dropping a lot of cash to be like, oh, I'll just stick with the one battery that I get with the camera. Trust me, you're gonna want some spare batteries in your kit bag as well, especially if you're heading to the beach for a full day shoot. There's nothing worse than running out of juice and having to cut your photography session short. The other good thing about having spare ones in your case is you're always going to have a fully charged one. The amount of times I've headed to the beach and realized I've turned on my camera, I've only got 30% charge. I've been like, oh my God, not again. But luckily, keep a spare set of fully charged batteries in my kit bag at all times. And with all this surf photography gear, you're gonna want to keep it safe and secure as well. And for me, that's where this thing comes in handy, the Amazon Basics Photography Hard Case. Now I did look into more expensive options like the Pelican cases, which are great, but they are a huge amount of money to drop, and I don't really need it for kind of planes and things at the moment. It's more for kind of storing in my car and keeping the gear safe at home. That's where this case comes in handy. It's really great value for money. You just grab it off Amazon, and it comes with foam inserts as well, which you can easily customize to fit all of your lenses. So I've got the medium case, and that fits my A7IV body, the 200 to 600mm lens, 24 to 105 lens, and that 50mm prime, and a couple of spare batteries as well. So it's everything I need, all nice and secure in a really nice hard case. And if you're busy capturing all this awesome content, you're gonna need somewhere to store it. Now, first off is SD cards. So I use the SanDisk Extreme SD cards. Because I'm shooting 4K, I have gone with the higher write speed. So those are the 300 megabytes a second write speed. They just allow you to take full advantage of the 4K capabilities in your camera, and it's really fast write and download times as well. So it makes things really easy to keep shooting in the water. And now when I get back to my computer, SSD drives, again, SanDisk Extreme. These SSD drives are really nice and light, they're really nice and durable, and they've got no moving parts like traditional hard drives, so they're really hard to kind of damage. I've got quite a few of these now. I've got some 500 gigabytes, which I use for kind of holding all my Final Cut Pro libraries on, and a few terabyte ones as well for backing up all my files. Yep, that's my camera memory storage. Now, another really important piece of surf photography gear, especially if you're shooting from the beach with those longer lenses, is a solid tripod. Now, I've been shooting with the BeFree tripod by Manfrotto for quite a few years now. As you can see, it folds down really nice and compact, and it's quite lightweight as well, so it's really good for traveling with. I've also upgraded mine to have the liquid head, which is great for video, gives you those really nice smooth pans and adjustments as well. If you're not shooting video, just the standard head on the top of that tripod is a great option. But if you are shooting video, that upgrade to the liquid video head is a great option as well. And there you have it, guys. That's my full surf photography gear guide, including what's in my personal kit bag at the moment. Now, if you have any questions about any of the gear in this guide or some awesome recommendations of surf photography gear, make sure you add them in the comments below and we can share the love. And if you'd like to read a bit more about all the gear that's mentioned in this guide, check out the link in the description below to my full written guide, including links to all the products I've mentioned. That's it for this week, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Phew!